8687. You are up.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all?
What's up, man? What's your question?
I know this guy.
Yes, you know me, Fresh. Future Congressman Fresh. You know me.
Welcome back. Future
You
Congressman.
still ain't ran for Congress, damn it.
Who's this guy?
Fresh.
You
forgot?
How the hell am I supposed to send you some money if you ain't running for Congress?
Hey, man, I'm running for FreshandFit. You can send it here. Shout out to you,
I need you to
though.
run for Congress, goddammit. I mean, I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. From coconuts in Barbados to Capitol Hill, a fresh.
Bumblecard!
What's the question, man? What's the question,
what's
bro?
the question, bro?
Come on, man. Let's go.
Okay, I apologize. Let me get into it. So basically, I've been very critical of your financial advice, particularly doing FHA loans and things of that nature. And I just got my my end of the year statement where, I just made minimum payments, on my mortgage, right? And I'm telling you, like, guys, you're encouraging, you guys have a bigger and better voice than I do, okay? Y'all are more influential than I'll ever be. And I'm concerned that you're going to put more and more young men into debt that they can't afford to pay back. I mean, when I look at my year-end mortgage statement, like, do you guys realize that only 15% of your payments actually go to the principal of the mortgage? Everything goes to interest and escrow.
Yes, that is the traditional amortization scale.
Laughing, but I'm serious.
Like that. Yes, that is the traditional. When you get a 30-year fixed loan, the majority of your payments absolutely go to interest, especially in the first 10 to 20 years.
Not principal.
It doesn't go to the principal. We're completely aware of that.
Yes, but your viewers, I don't think, are aware of that. So when they're not paying back the money, like, for example, I could send you guys receipts where I've owned my home now for
Caller.
I bought it.
What is the point of buying real estate that we tell guys to do? What's the point of it? Cash flow, right? Cash flow, correct?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
so paying it back, does it matter that much?
it matters a lot, especially you're telling people to depend on renters, but we live in reality. Shit happens, or I apologize for cursing on your show, but things happen, right? And renters can't pay back. You're going to get some sob stories. You're going to have bad tenants that don't pay. They're going to tear your crap up.
Hence, we have emergency funds. We have money saved up for rainy days like that happen, and we get a new tenant. Simple. We move on.
It's not as simple as you think, because you guys don't even preach about emergency funds.
Yes, we do.
Bro,
he just did earlier.
Bruh.
No, sir.
Yes,
no,
sir.
You
yes,
guys
sir.
Talk about
$25K saved up. It's not enough money. He just told the guy that earlier.
Of course, 25K is not. Well, it depends on where market you live in, and where I live at. Yeah, 25K. That ain't shit. And that ain't gonna buy you nothing. And again, I apologize for cursing. But
literally like 15 minutes ago, dude, everything you're saying is wrong. Literally, it's hurting my head just listening to you speak. Literally, like 15 minutes ago, I told a guy, "Yo, that's not enough. You need to have money in your emergency fund." That's number one. Number two, you're assuming that we tell guys to get a 30-year fixed loan so that they can go ahead and pay back the principal. No, we tell guys to get a 30-year fixed loan so that they can get a locked-in interest rate that's competitive at the time that they purchase the home, and then put tenants in, and the tenants pay that ridiculous amortization scale. That's why we tell people all the time, try to buy a duplex or a triplex at best so that your mortgage can be divvied up between you and your tenants. If you got tenants paying your mortgage, it doesn't matter if you're paying the principal down or not, because your goal was to get into the home with a low cost, with a good interest rate, so that you're able to pocket cash flow. Now, we tell people, if you're going to buy a single family home, stay in it for a year and get the hell out and put a tenant in it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, because here's the thing. You started off this criticism with your own personal experience where you bought a house and then you looked at the amortization scale and you figured out, damn, this kind of sucks because I'm paying a lot in interest. Yeah, we don't tell people to do that. We tell them you're getting the FHA loan not to just get a 30-year fixed loan. You're getting the FHA loan so you don't have to put your own money, as much of your own money, into the deal, while simultaneously being able to extract cash flow from your tenants, which is why I'm really big on people buying multi-unit properties. And if they're going to go the route of getting a single family home, they need to stay in that bitch for a year and get the hell up out of there.
Well, sir, may I respond, sir?
Sure.
Mr. Gaines, may I respond, Mr. Gaines?
Sure.
Well, basically, that's not true. I mean, I've been listening to your show, like I said, and again, I'm a fan of you guys. Don't get me wrong. You know,
you're clearly not listening to the show, because if you've been listening to the show, you would have known that we told the guy $25K wasn't enough for an emergency fund. But then you go ahead and you said that we don't tell people to have an emergency fund. So you're not listening. Hell, not even 15 minutes ago you were listening.
Well, no, sir. I'm not talking about the 25K emergency fund. I'm the Dave Ramsey guy, the guy
you literally just made an assertion that we don't tell guys to have an emergency fund, when we literally told the caller on this very podcast that you're calling into to have an emergency fund.
No, sir. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is telling these guys 3% down FHA loans. You know, like I said, all you got to do. And matter of fact, if Mr. Poxon or Big Mo can pull up a mortgage calculator, you'll see I'm right. You'll see I'm right.
Right about what?
You're going to be paying. That you're going to be paying a shit ton. Or apologies for cursing again. But you're going to be paying a ton of money back in interest.
Yes.
You're not paying down the principal.
That doesn't matter. Holy shit, dude. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter if you're paying the principal or the interest, because you're not the one paying it. That's the whole premise of getting tenants. If you're not the one paying the mortgage, who gives a shit?
Okay, and what happens when the tenant doesn't pay?
You have money for vacancy, which we've talked about explicitly on episodes of real estate, where you need to have some money on the side, emergency money on the side for every single unit that you have in case of vacancy.
Ta-da.
Every single argument or angle that you've tried to come at with real estate, okay, we've had a way to deal with it. Vacancy, bad tenants, etc. We've talked about all of this already, bro.
Tenants that pay, tenants that tear your property up.
What?
You know, I said tenants that tear your property up.
That's why I specifically tell people don't rent to people that make $60,000 per year. Bro, I'm ironclad on this shit, bro. Like, I have over 50 tenants. Okay. I know what I'm talking about. I literally tell guys, don't make the mistake that I made. Try to stay away from Section 8. Try to get tenants that make $60,000 a year plus or more. Try to buy B and C type properties. Try to get people in blue collar work that have stable jobs. Try to get property by a hospital if you can, and rent to people in that line of work. Have enough money where you can deal with vacancy for a few months. Try to buy in an area that has a high renter market. Don't buy A-class properties. Every single argument that you could come with, I've already given a solution to it to some degree. Here's the thing. Guys like you that watch Dave Ramsey, that are conservative investors that want to go ahead and invest in the S&P 500 and all these other things that don't fucking make money, have a problem with real estate, because real estate, you have to take on debt. But the difference is this. Taking on real estate debt and having tenants pay your property mortgage for you is a big W. If you know what you're doing, you can make quite a bit of money doing it. Real estate is the #1 asset class for a reason. Okay, but you got to know what you're doing. And we've talked about all of these things that you're talking about, all these like issues or concerns that you've talked about. We've talked about explicitly on our real estate podcasts with solutions for every single one. That I am ironclad on this.
Well, Mr. Gaines, well, first of all, let me respond by saying, sir, that first of all, that, you know, if it was so easy, everybody would do it. First of all.
I never said it was easy. However, this information is not taught because they don't want you to learn this stuff.
But see, that's not true. I mean, like there's risk, there's a lot of risk involved that I think you guys are kind of glossing over the facts.
If you take the precautions that I said, right, where you have enough money in savings where you can deal with a few months of vacancy, you're renting out to 60,000 plus 60,000 a year plus earning tenants, etc. Most of these problems are going to evaporate.
But that's the thing. Like, I can go back to your videos, and I haven't seen that.
Well,
nigga, you didn't even see, bro. Nigga, you didn't even see 15 minutes ago when I told the guy that 25K wasn't enough and he had to have an emergency savings. You didn't even see that.
Caller, watch the shows and come back to us, man. You're not watching none of these shows, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Yo, Caller, you're funny, though. I'll give you that.
No.
Nigga voted for Biden.
Fresh.
Talk to us.
You know me. Fresh.
I don't know you, bro.
You know who I am.
I don't know you, bro.
You don't know me personally. You don't know me
My boy
personally,
said, Mr. Nigga.
But I remember
Mr. Nigga.
I remember the Miranda scandal.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember the Miranda scandal, but you don't remember 15 minutes ago when we told people they need to have an emergency savings. You remember the Miranda scandal, but you don't remember that shit.
I remember Mrs. Cheek. You know.
Nigga, you remember bitches, but you don't remember when I said to have an emergency fund. You remember a bunch of fucking hoes, but you can't remember the important shit. For some weird reason, you're able to remember girls that we fucked, but you're not able to remember that we tell people to have a 30-year fixed loan so they get a good interest rate. Fucking credible.
And emergency funds as well.
Nigga, this is years ago, and you remember that shit, but you don't remember 15 minutes ago when I told this dude 25K is enough.
Sir.
I was also
nigga, what the fuck, man?
Watch episodes, okay, sir?
Anna Quinn Fitness.
Watch our episodes, sir.
I remember that.
Mr. Nigga.
This dude remembers girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But doesn't remember all the real estate stuff that we talked about that literally destroys every single argument and every single concern that you brought up. This is wild.
All right, speaking of girls, we have girls waiting in the back.
Yes,
so
we do.
Caller, last questions, whatever. I mean, not questions, but last thoughts.
Well, last thoughts. Well, gentlemen, like I said, I understand it kind of turned heated in the end, but gentlemen, I have the utmost respect for both of you. Fresh, please. I really need you to run for Congress. Mr. Gaines, I have the utmost respect. You are more wise, especially when it comes to dealing with women. You are a lot more wise than I will ever be, probably in 10 lifetimes. So I have no animosity or ill will towards you gentlemen. And I
Bro, just do me a favor. Next time you call in to criticize, please watch the podcast and have, like, this has not just you. 3 or 4 guys have called in today and totally mischaracterized advice that we've given and try to say that that's what we tell guys to do, and it's quite literally the opposite.
Yeah.
Every single thing that you brought up, we've talked about in detail, explicitly, how to overcome it.
Well, sir, if I go to your on your channel and I go back to your previous videos where you tell people to put 3% down on a house, that's not true. You didn't do that. You were telling people to put little to nothing down. You know, make minimum payments. You know, I mean,
Caller, we were there. It's ideal to put 20% down, but if you can't,
and you want to get your feet wet. We tell people all the time, if you can't, put the 20% down. That's better. So you don't have to live in it for a year.
It is better.
However, let's be honest. Do regular people have $100,000 sitting around to buy a house? No, they don't. So a lot of the times they got to get their feet wet with an FHA loan.
I put down 20%.
Nigga, you're old.
Nigga, what the fuck?
Nigga, you're old. What do you think, nigga? Bro, these young people trying to get some money, bro. You're old.
I'm only 2 years. I'm only 2 years older than Mr. Gaines.
Bruh,
that's the whole point.
Not everybody.
A 20-year-old.
Hold on. Not everybody is a government worker that has a TSP that they could pull a loan against, bro. Like, are you crazy? Yeah. Not everyone has that kind of access to funds, bro. Like that they could borrow against a TSP. So since most people don't have that, they got to find another way to get the property and acquire the asset. So they can get it by doing 3 to 5% down, and then we give them a viable way to go ahead and deal with the issues of maybe a higher mortgage or PMI or all this other stuff, and that is by putting tenants in. If they don't have tenants in and they buy a single-family home, then they need to live in it for a year and then get out. That's why I heavily advocate guys always get at least a duplex for their first property. That's why I tell people most of the time to stay away from single-family homes if they can.
All right, caller, man. It was nice.
Well, Mr. Gaines, hold on.
Please hang on.
Last thing.
All right, man.
If you don't mind, Mr. Gaines.
Yeah, go ahead,
Mr.
man.
Gaines.
Go ahead.
Mr. Gaines, if you don't mind.
Mr. Gaines.
If you don't mind, Mr. Gaines.
This dude trolling, bro. At this
he is,
point,
bro.
this is like a trolling,
Yeah, we
bro.
gotta go,
You
man.
can at
We
least
gotta
do
go.
a breakdown. Have an episode. Have
All right, Mo,
another
hang on the phone,
real
man.
estate episode.
I did a yo. Bro, you know how many real estate episodes we've done?
Multiple.
All right, it's fine, bro. Just send them to super chat, man.
Mr. Gaines, sir.
Yo, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
let's
Okay.
read the chats, please.